It's another huge night of racing at Woodbine Mohawk Park on Saturday, September the 26th, as the track will present the inaugural $1 million Mohawk Million. 10 two-year-old trotters will line up on the gate. Well, 9 will be on the gate. 1 will be in the second tier. And we're going to have free PPs, a 10% rebate on DRF bets for exotic wagering. And Matt's here to talk about the action with me for the Mohawk Million. I know you got to be excited about this 12-race card.
I'm always excited about good quality racing. I'm more excited about disagreeing with you and shooting down whatever selections you got here, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you that your selections can't win, and I'll give out some winners, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, we've been hearing about this race from its inception, for quite a while now, and here we are, and it's kind of exciting for especially for the owners and connections. But us little people, we get an opportunity to watch and wager, on what should be an exciting race.
Well, handicapping is certainly all about discussion and disagreement and sometimes agreement, and we'll see if we agree or not on this race. We're going to take a look at the field for the Mohawk Million. As we said, there are 10 in here, and it starts off on the inside with number 1 Is No Good AMS. And from what I hear, he's been training well, and he's going to have to improve quite a bit here, I would think, Matt.
Yeah, he will have to improve quite a bit, and he'll have to stay trotting. But of course, you can say that about all of these youngsters. You know what? I take that with a grain of salt when you hear, oh, he or she has been training great, or this or that, because you hear that about practically every horse, and you're not necessarily going to hear, well, he hasn't been all that good, or blah blah blah. So I imagine that they're all going to be training well, and they're all going to be 100% ready and primed to go. This guy, like you said, will have to step up his game significantly. And we've discussed, it's been discussed in detail in the past that the inside post at Woodbine Mohawk Park is not necessarily the best place to start, especially for a young, inexperienced trotter. So, yeah, this guy is probably on the outside looking in.
Number 2 is Worry Whisper, is another one who's going to have to pick up his game here. He's versatile. I just don't know if he's fast enough to go with these.
Yeah, you know what? He's made some money. He picked up the smallest check in the Wellwood final, which is still a big chunk of change. Showing some decent speed at both ends of the mile at big odds. You know what? If you like him for whatever reason, if you have some sort of angle, he will be a probably the biggest price in this field. Maybe he can slide onto the very bottom of the ticket, but he won't be on my ticket.
Number 3 is going to be your off-time favorite, Donna Soprano. We have some video from her Peaceful Way victory last week, and it was unbelievably impressive. We're going to roll that up now. She made a super brush to the lead. You're going to see she's going wide here. She's going to just dart to the front and just take care of business very impressively.
Yeah, Bob McCord pretty much took matters into his own hands. He said, I'm not going to get stuck behind stalled flow or whatever. Obviously, he felt confident and comfortable enough that a trotter only making her filly trotter only making her 5th lifetime start would be handy enough to make that kind of move. And you see she just powers away here, 5 for 5 lifetime, toying with this field for the connections that have been on a pretty good run. Determination, Luke Blay, the trainer, clearly the one to beat, but what kind of value are you going to get? Listed at 2-1 on the morning line. She'll be lower than that, I imagine. Will we see south of even money? Possibly, but there's no doubting that she is the horse to beat here.
Yeah, I think you're probably looking at about 4 to 5 at post time. We're going to move on to number 4. That's Full of Muscles. 9-2 on the morning line, and that's got me thinking maybe this horse will be over bet a little. I don't know that this horse is any faster than some of the other long shots we look at the field. The only difference is comes off a second in a gold race and maybe takes quite a bit of Canadian money.
Yeah, you know what? I think people are going to be looking, focusing most closely at that most recent line in the gold final, where again a nice solid speed at both ends, missed by a head. Trevor Henry's back, who's been for the most part regular driver. Still looking for his first lifetime win. Could it come here? Yes. Is he in a good spot to show some tactical speed? Absolutely. He's definitely in with a chance, but I don't know how much money he's going to take. But single digits, 7-1, 8-1. I couldn't fault anybody for using him anywhere on their tickets. I don't necessarily have him in my top three, but you know what? Like you said, the question is he fast enough? The versatility is there. He's definitely in good form coming off that race. I don't know. Big question mark.
Number 5 in the field is Alter, picking up driver Jody Jamieson for trainer Per Engblom. This horse is one of those all or nothing types. She's either gonna, race unbelievable because she's gonna stay on stride, or she's gonna blow up and take your money with her. But at least you get a price.
You should get a price here. This is one of those all or nothing types. I'll give a shout out to my friend Steph. I'll call him a Steph special. This horse, buddy of mine, loves to bet these trotters that are loaded with talent and where you got to hold your breath pretty much throughout the whole mile. But she's proven she's got a ton of speed, ton of ability when she stays trotting. You know what I like here and why she's going to be on my tickets and I'll be holding my breath? Maybe just the driver change. We'll settle her down. Jody Jamieson picks up the drive. No disrespect, obviously, to Dave Miller, but maybe Jody Jamieson can calm her down. Maybe he has a different set of hands, can keep her trotting, and I think that's a huge angle, the driver change, and that's why I'm gonna take a stab with her. I think, especially if I get around the 10-1 or maybe a little bit north of 10-1 that she's listed on the morning line.
Yeah, sometimes just a different person in the bike makes all the difference. I went back and watched her last 2 qualifiers, 2 back. She was fine. She did everything right, no problems. And then last start, Dave Miller basically did the same thing, and she broke. So it's hard to figure what you're going to get. We're going to move on to number 6, which is Tokyo Sealster. To me, looks like, not that this means in a bad turn, but kind of a plotter. Goes around the track at a nice even speed and picks up some pieces, but I don't know that he's going to be able to pick up all these.
He does have 3 wins in his brief career, which is nothing to sneeze at, obviously. And like you said, a nice steady performer, a check getter. You see in his last 5 charted lines, 3rd, 4th, 4th, 3rd, 3rd. I mentioned already 3 wins. That bodes well when you're playing exactas, tries, and supers. I would say definitely a player here to pick up a nice chunk of change, and with some trip luck, would he be a shock on top? Absolutely not.
I think those 3 wins came early in their season, and the competition was a little bit weaker at that point. But we'll see what happens. Number 7 is On a Streak, and this one's coming out of the Wellwood and won in the Wellwood. We're going to take a look at that video, and for me, some people say got away with some soft fractions, went 57 and 2.5, but this was a dead game effort where he fought off a really nice horse in Southwind Tyrion.
Obviously a well-rated second quarter and a decently rated third quarter. But most horses, when they're pressured or when they're eyeballed, and you see that he's getting eyeballed right now, will kind of cave in as the outside horse, especially a talented favorite horse, will kind of edge by. He saw this horse coming at him, and he dug in, and we saw Scott Young with no qualms about urging on or going after the horse. Obviously, he felt that the horse was going to respond and stay safe, stay trotting, keep his mind on business. And you know what? 15-1 upset winner, peaking at the right time, maybe. Why not? Aforementioned connections, determination, Luke Blay with their second horse in here, and they not bad having what could be the 2 favorites or 2 of the top 3 favorites going in $1 million race. And this guy, like I said, when you fight back like that, when 9 out of 10 times the horse that's challenging edges by, that says something, and definitely gets a couple extra points in my book coming off of that race.
The 8 is Bravado Fashion, and for me with this one, it comes down to the question, is this horse just too slow, or has this horse turned the corner? Because you look at his last 2 races, and they were much better.
Yeah, he's coming. He's shipping in from the Red Mile from the 2-turn mile track. Yeah, clearly getting better, and clearly is going to have to go significantly faster than what he's done. And that's kind of a tall order here. Will he have to? Can he drop 3 or 4, maybe even 5 seconds? It's possible, but I don't know. I would say you need 50, 60 to 1 to take a stab with this horse.
Number 9 is Instaglam. This is a horse that in the beginning of the season, I thought she had big potential, and I'm not so sure she still doesn't have that big potential. I just wasn't really impressed with her dead heat. I thought she should have won that race pretty easily last time. Sire Stakes final, a couple starts back, really didn't have much of a chance, so I'll give her that one. If the real Instagram shows up, she's a player in here, but post 9 is going to be a problem.
Post 9 is going to be a problem. I have to assume Yannick Gingras is not, his strategy is not to get away last here. I assume he's got to leave hard off the gate or float away from the gate. You got a long run into that turn. Can he get lucky and improve a few spots? I think he can. Excuse me, I think she can. You keep forgetting we got a mix of boys and girls in here. She's got one big thing in her corner. She's got Yannick Gingras driving for Nancy Tactor, and they're having a heck of a 2020, considering that a lot of other people aren't. What it comes down to is, are you going to let Yannick Gingras on a Nancy Tactor horse beat you in any, in any positions on your exotic wagers? I would say probably not. So I would include her no matter what, and just assume that she can work out some sort of smooth trip and sneak in there. 4 wins and 7 lifetime starts, including that dead heat last week. You know what? You thought you should have been stronger, won outright. It's still a winning effort. Post 9 helps the price, if anything else.
We'll move on to number 10. That's Venerate, starting from the 2nd tier. And listen, coming off a brilliant performance at the Red Mile. That being said, the 2 major contenders he had in that race both broke going into the first turn. So it kind of made it an easy race because there was no one left in the race to challenge him. I just don't love this horse starting from the 2nd tier behind a question mark and is no good, behind a horse that's probably not going to gun out too strong and Warrior Whisper. I don't like the way this race shapes up for Venerate at all, especially what could be second choice.
What about the getting Andrew McCarthy? What about that angle going from Andy Miller driving primarily for Julie Miller? Now you're getting Andy McCarthy. Do you add some points based on that, or does the new driver angle dissuade you at all? What do you think?
I add some points, but if the horse was on the gate, I'd definitely add some points, and I'd maybe I would even consider the horse. But to me, I think the negatives, which is that line at Red Mile, is probably better looking on paper than it was in real life because there was no competition. And the 2nd tier outweigh the positive of maybe getting McCarthy in the bike, who's obviously red hot and winning a lot.
All right, certainly can't argue with that. So now we went through the fields, $1 million US, 1 point something more Canadian. Who's your top pick here?
I went with the favorite, Donna Soprano. I mean, I'm expecting to get right around 4 to 5 in here, and I like Cold Exacted with the 7 on a streak. I was really impressed with that performance. If someone's going to beat her, I think he has the best shot to beat her. And for third, I threw in that Bravado Fashion just on the off chance that this horse is, starting to come into form at this point in his career. And it seems like a worthwhile shot at what's probably going to be 50 to 1. Why not throw him in there? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Instaglam got into the race, and I wouldn't even be shocked if Instaglam won the race because I think she's that talented. I wouldn't be shocked if Alta won the race because I think she's that talented. That being said, I'm not expecting it.
Well, that's where I'm going. I'm taking a stab and price shopping with Alta, mainly going on the driver change angle. In a race where it can go 2 ways. It could be all these trotters can behave well, and it can be run like a formful type race, or you could have some sort of mayhem as You are going for a lot of money. You might have trotters that are asked for more speed at different points in the race, and maybe when they're pressed a little harder, they may misbehave. I'm hoping this guy who does generally misbehave doesn't, and I'll take a stab. If I can get 10, 15 to 1, maybe higher than that, I will definitely take a stab. Donna Soprano's on my ticket, another filly, and I'll round it out with a trio of fillies. Instagram for third. So there's my cold trifecta in $1 million race. How about that?
Well, it's race number 10 on the Woodbine Mohawk Park program. 12 races on the card. Race 12 has a mandatory payout of the super high 5. There's a couple of pick 5s, some pick 4s on the card. Plenty of action. We have a 10% rebate on all those exotic wagers with DRF bets. Free harness IPPs will be posted. Should be a great night of racing. Good luck.